we young. We should all say about it. Take like a
Amatan. Machine.
The page Pepoma, say Kati, Yinian, Shiga, Timahu, Donkahu, Nidamu, Iyamu, Papa. Oh, Malu Koma, Amigo Sata. And it is a machine party. Why she was later on? Good word, young and me. All we will buy a why she was the name of the king. Yeah, exactly.
Today we have 2 leftover questions from a previous week. Out of these 2, the first one is from Reverend K. Dhammananda. What is the benefit of noting, sitting and touching? I found when noting, sitting, touching, when rising start again, it seems very far away and I need more effort to observe the rising falling. So I thought maybe my focus was not strong enough, so instead noting, sitting, touching. When there is no movement of the belly, I stay with the focus into the belly and note the sensations that are there, for example, slight tautness, pulsation, calmness, peace, etc. Then rising, falling appear again and easy to focus. Now we start with this. The first part of the question, what is the benefit of noting, sitting and touching? Before Sayadaw answers this particular portion of the question, he would like to ask the yogi, what is the benefit of noting, rising, falling? Please answer.
By noting, rising, falling, our mind becomes like a focus on our mind, and then remove what hindrance, and then develop concentration, then finally wisdom comes.
ဒီဖောင်းမှုပိမှုတော့မှတ်ခြင်းအချင်းသိချိန်တက်ကိုက်မှုရပါလေ။မြတ်မြတ်သူ့ကိုမှတ်ခြင်းဘာကျေးဇူးရှိတယ်လဲဆိုတော့အဲဒီမှာဘာကျေးဇူးရှိတယ်သူကမေးထားတာ။ဖောင်းပိမှုမှဘာကျေးဇူးရှိပါလဲမေးဘယ်လိုဖြစ်နေလဲ။အဲ့ဒါပြန်ပြင်လာပါ။စိတ်ဖောင်းမှုပိမှုမှတ်တဲ့ကစိတ်ချိန်တက်ကိုက်မှုရှိပါလေ။ နောက်တော့နိဗ္ဗာန်နဲ့ကင်းစင်သွားပြီးတော့စိတ်စူးစိုက်မှုရလာပါတယ်နောက်ဆုံးမှကျတော့ဉာဏ်ဖြစ်လာပါတယ်ဘာပဲမှလည်းငင်းသင်္ချာပေါ်တဲ့အာရုံမှတ်ရတာဒါပရိလိဖြစ်နေတယ်ပရိလိက စိတ်ကိုကိလေသာတွေပြီးတော့ကာကွယ်ပေးရပါကာကွယ်ဆိုတဲ့လောကကိုနောက်ချက်မလာခင်ကျူရင်ကာကွယ်ရတယ်နောက်ချက်ပေါ်လာလို့ရှိရင်ပြည့်တော်လေးကိုသိချရတယ်အဲဒီတော့လွတ်ရမြဲတယ်
When I get a phone call, time, so it's not funny. But he looked at Chen and the theater. But he here, she could be that the one of the Kawa Hunian Body. I put up the two hundred per year and we take a look at Congress in a way of the and here there were surely I only proof itself because of them on the street. Please, but we see the only see the people that people thank you about using it.
So when we note whatever objects that arise, at the moment of arising, we develop mindfulness. In other words, this mindfulness will protect kilesa from entering our mind. In other words, it will protect our mind from receiving kilesa. Before we get these troubles, mindfulness will prevent this situation. Now when the troubles come up, with mindfulness we can reject these disturbances. That is why when we are noting the main object of rising and falling, kilesa cannot enter our mind. Kilesa does not have a chance to come up. So when we know the situation, we have to protect our mind by noting the object that comes up. And if kilesa does arise, we have to note them away. If we can continue noting like this, we can develop concentration, we can develop insight. Similarly, when we note sitting touching, the sitting touching becomes an object. If we do not note the sitting touching, kilesa can enter our mind. If we note sitting touching, we have protection from kilesa. Kilesa does not have a chance to arise. So we have to understand this. So when you ask this question, what is the benefit of noting, sitting and touching, Sayadaw has to give this answer. In Vipassana meditation, there is a niyama or saying, it says like this: if you do not contemplate kilesa will enter our mind stream. If we contemplate, we can be free from kilesa. If we do not note, it will be like a door without a guard. When there is no guard at the door or at the gate, anybody can go through this gate without any sort of control. If there is a guard at the gate, the guard will be checking and he will be allowing in only those that are beneficial. He will not admit those who can give trouble. So similarly, when we note, we have a protection like the guard, and we can be free from impurities of the mind. If we had mindfulness, kilesa does not have a chance to arise. If we do not have mindfulness, or if we do not note, kilesa will arise. That is very clear. Instead of asking what is the benefit of noting, sitting and touching, if only the yogi report to the meditation teacher while he notes sitting, touching, what does he come to know? For example, does he note the sitting with aiming and focusing? Can he note the sitting? Or he cannot know the sitting? If we can note, he should tell further to the meditation teacher whether he experiences, he sees the form of the sitting posture or the manner of the sitting posture, or does he experience stiffness, tension, heat, movement, etc. So yogis are told to report these things to the meditation teacher. Again, when he notes touching, he has to report whether or not he can note a touching with aiming and focusing. If he says he can note the touching, what does he come to know? For example, the form of the touching point, or the manner of touching, or does he come to know stiffness, tension, heat, etc. So, when the yogi is noting sitting, touching, he has to report to the teacher if he notes according to the instruction given by the meditation teacher. If the yogi can note, he must tell further to the meditation teacher what does he come to know. And this is the duty of the yogi.
One day, I found the Yambola near. The injectable Tolushi. Take him a vaccine, found the remote to the through money, you know, found the war like. I'm a common. Take money, common for them, don't kill for them, Peru for them. See money, found the food for them, I want your little. And I'm see it. Telling me one ever 20. So we will change it how to see now. Take money to found the Jambola virus. Taking my vaccine a fountain, just like the change of the prayer. That's out, taking Jopaya by the work. I didn't go on the fear that project and we made a machine up. She never material I did that. Maybe one PM in the song.
So he says, when noting, sitting, touching, rising, falling, reappear, does he mean that before noting, sitting, touching, rising, falling was not there? Or rising, falling disappeared before he started to note, sitting, touching? So, does he mean to say that while he is noting, sitting, he sees rising? Or does he want to say that while he is noting touching, he sees the falling? If this is so, the question becomes very confusing. It is mixed. So, while he was noting sitting, touching, did rising, falling appear again? Or before he noted sitting, touching, there was no rising, falling anymore? So Seattle thinks that before he noted sitting, touching, rising, falling was not there. Therefore, since the question is confusing, it is a little difficult. Seattle is in a tight position to answer the question. It will be more appropriate to rewrite the question. So what is it exactly? Rising, falling disappeared before you note sitting, touching? Oh, my God. If this is so, you have to rephrase the question like that. I was noting rising, falling disappeared, so I noted sitting, touching to be in a sequence. So if you say rising, falling disappear, do they disappear slowly or do they disappear abruptly? Now, if you say that it disappears while you are noting rising, falling, it is not natural.
Slowly it becomes just a movement, and then finally I couldn't catch this movement, so I used my hand. Even though I couldn't find it, after some time it's supposed slowly here.
တကယ်ပင်မွေးလာပါတယ်ပင်မွေးတော့ဖောင်းပင်မမြင်တော့ပါဘူး။ဒါကြောင့်ဒီဘိုက်ပေါ်မှာလက်တင်ပြီးတော့မှတ်ပါတယ်။နောက်ကျတော့ဖောင်းပင်မတွေ့တော့ပါဘူး။ So when there was no rising falling, what did you see? What was there?
I mentioned there is a sensation of love tension.
Oh. Slight tautness pulsation. And I think that I don't need that I don't need that. So before you put your palm on the belly, did you experience the sensation, tautness, pulsation, calmness, peace? Or did you experience this after you put your palm? If you say that rising falling disappeared slowly, it means that rising falling was still there. So when you report to your teacher during the interview, you have to be able to tell him in a clear manner how you note and what do you experience. Only when you can report this clearly to the meditation teacher, the teacher can give you corrective measures. When rising falling becomes subtle, you have to put lots of effort. Aiming. You have to increase your energy of aiming and focusing. And you have to increase to push your mind to the object. It is like looking at an object from a distance. You will not be able to see the object clearly. So what you do, you go closer to the object. So when you come to a suitable distance from the object, you will be able to see the object clearly. Similarly, when rising and falling become subtle, you have to increase your energy. And when the noting mind becomes close to rising for when your noting mind becomes close to this subtle rising falling, you will see that rising falling becomes prominent again.
trong đó tập cái của nó trong cái gì tất cả thì cái mà nên anh trong này thì nó thật anh thì tôi được phải
one should note sitting, touching only when there is no more rising, falling. Or sometimes when you are noting rising, falling, there can be gaps in between rising and falling. So in cases like this, you inject sitting or touching in between rising, falling. Sometimes what happens is, there is a gap. In Burmese, we say that if something becomes loose, you have to put the wedge in between. In other words, if there is a gap, you have to fill the gap. If there is a gap between rising, falling, you fill the gap by noting, sitting or touching. Sometimes when the noting becomes little scattered, not close enough, then you have to increase the number of objects like sitting, touching, rising, falling, or sometimes sitting, touching like that.
Cái đó là na anh không tiền phụ như thế mà không là vì không là một cái thế cái cha về gì là mà này thì như vậy bắt đầu à ya vào rồi cái lúc mà này rồi cả mà tầm đi cái lần chỉ là cái lần chỉ là tí nhà này là cũng ra thế này cái này mà là cái tình huống đó là cái điều kiện anh làm nó bắt đầu với cái शुरू से हो तो cái tình huống đó là उन्हीं पर इन्हें सानी या पंखी हुआ लगे के माँ उन्हीं पर इतने हुए ना लेवल लगी रहती हुई लगा क्या दबावा भाषी में बा ऐसे तो हुई वाली चीज़ ना अच्छी मम्मा पहले तो बताया उन्हें तो भी ना जो के लेता है ठीक है अच्छी भी ना कलाला या वो तो चीज़ जो वो लेते हैं
If you can note the two objects rising, falling only, and if there are no gaps in between rising, falling, please carry on noting rising, falling only. When you note this way, if concentration becomes substantially strong, you can develop insight. When this happens, the main object becomes subtle. For example, those who are noting the Anapana way, in breathing, out breathing, this breathing process will become subtle. And rising, falling, which is connected with in breathing, out breathing, will become subtle also. This is the nature. If this happens, one should not stay without noting at all. One must not let go of the noting. Like Sayadaw said a few minutes ago, during times like this, you have to increase your mental energy. Like when you look at an object from a distance, you cannot see it, so you have to go nearer to the object to be able to see the object clearly.
သွားနေတဲ့ကတက်ရှိဝင်နဲ့ထိုင်နေတဲ့ကတက်ရှိဝင်ကိုတူတယ်တက်ရှိကဒီစိတ်ရဲ့လှုပ်ရှားမှုကဒီပြီးတော့တက်ရှိအပြည့်အပြောက်အကျဉ်းအလို့ပတ်ထားပါတယ်တရားထုတ်တဲ့ယောဂီပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေလည်းအတုဒ္ဓမှာဒီဝရဏတရားတွေမကျင့်နေတော့အသက်ရှိကျင့်တယ်လို့ခံစားရတာပါနည်းနည်းသူမြင်သွားလို့ဘာလေးရတာလို့ကျင့်ပြီးဆိုတာဒီလိုဒီလိုသိရလို့ဖြစ်လာတဲ့ကစိတ်ကိုသိဖို့ကိုယ်တစ်ဖက်သိရနေသူကြရဖြစ်သွားတဲ့အခါမှာအသက်လုံးဝမရှိဘူးလို့ပြောတာဒီတော့ယောဂီကကိုယ်ပတ်ဖို့ကိုယ်အာယုံကြည့်ပြီးမှတ်ဖို့သိဖို့ဒီအာယုံလေးဘယ်လိုသိဖို့သွားလဲဆိုတာပြောပြဒီဟာဆရာဒီတက်တာသိရဒီတော့မှကိုယ်ထောက်ဆရာဒီတော့ဒီသိဖို့သိရ
The beings who have lungs, when they run, the breathing becomes very hard. When they are walking about in a normal manner, breathing is not so hard. When they are running, it becomes very strong. In other words, while one is sitting, while one is going about, the breathing are not the same. The breathing will depend on the activity of the mind also. Therefore, the breathing can be divided in many ways due to the prevailing condition. The extreme form of breathing or subtle form of breathing, a gross form of breathing and soft form of breathing. The beginner yogis who are not free from nivaranas or hindrances, their breathing is hard. When the yogi gains concentration, the breathing becomes little subtle. And when the yogi develops insight, breathings become very subtle. At matured wisdom or with matured insight, yogi can stay even without breathing. But whatever it is, yogi must report to the meditation teacher how he knows the object. If he can know the object properly, what does he come to know? Only when the yogi reports to the meditation teacher like that, the teacher will be in a position to give corrective measures.
အဲ့ဒီမှလည်းဖုံးဝင်ပြန်ပေါ်လာတယ်ဒါကြောင့်သူတို့ကအဝေးရောက်နေလို့ခံစားရပါတယ်သူတို့ကိုရှုလို့ရှုရတာအားလို့သိရပါတယ်ဆိုတော့အဝေးရောက်နေတဲ့အနိကလည်းဒါလိုမျိုးပေါ့ပြီးသားမှုကကြီးကြီးတယ်အနိကလည်းပြီးသားလည်းပဲအဝေးရောက်နေလည်းဒါလည်းပြီးသားလို့ဆိုရင်လိုက်ပါပြီးသားရင်အာတိဟာဆိုတော့အတ္တရပါတယ်ဒါမှမှအတ္တရပြီးသားတဲ့သူကိုယ်ရအတူကြည့်ဒါကြောင့်စိတ်ချင်လာကြိုက်ဘူးအာမတန်လာတော့ဒါပဲအာမတန်ကိုနောက်တော့စိတ်သားကြိုက်တရားတိုက်ပြမှလို့အတ္တလာတာဒီလိုဆိုတာအဲ့ဒီဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက်ထိုင်ကြည့်မှရပါတယ်ထိုင်ကြည့်ကြောင်းမှမလို့ဘုရားဟာအတ္တကိုအသိပါ
The yogi said, I found when noting, sitting, touching, when rising start again, it seems very far and I need more effort to observe the rising falling. This is true. You have to put more effort when the object is not clear. So whenever the object is not clear, you have to increase your mental energy. And he says, so I thought maybe my focus was not strong enough. So at the beginning, the focusing will not be strong. But as you keep on aiming and focusing, this focusing ability will become strong later. Now he said, instead of noting rising falling, he noted sitting touching. When rising falling is not clear. Yes?
Instead of noticing and touching, I focus on the face.
Tuပြောတာသူဆိုလိုချင်တာဒီထိုင်ကြည့်ကိုမှတ်မဲ့အစားသူစိတ်ကိုဘိုက်ပေါ်မှာထားပါတယ်လို့ပြောတာပါလို့
ဒါကလည်းဟိုနေ့ကသိရှိတာဘယ်လိုလဲ
So therefore your question is very strong. Your question is not straight to the point. So what Shadow is telling is, now if the object is not clear, you must not leave that object and go to note another object. What Shadow means here is, you must put more effort so that you will be in a situation to know the object which is not clear.
ဘောမြတ်အာယုခေရှားမြတ်အာယုခေရှားကရှိမှဘာလို့ self research ဆိုတာသူ့ကိုယ်ကိုသိတယ်ဒီပင်တိုင်းစိတ်ဆက်ပြီးတော့မှားရတဲ့အာယုကသိတယ်ကဒီတော့ရည်ကြည့်ပုံစံဘယ်လိုဖြစ်လာလဲပြင်ဘယ်လိုဖြစ်လာလဲဒီအသေးငယ်ဘယ်လိုပွားဝေးဘယ်လိုရရှိမှတဲ့စိတ်နဲ့ကြွေးရဆုံးဖြစ်တဖြည်းဖြည်းပြီးသားလာတဲ့သို့မဟုတ်တဖြည်းဖြည်းနှိမ့်နေသွားတယ်တဖြည်းဖြည်းတခါတည်းကိုမထင်ရှားဘလို့ကိုသိလို့ပါတယ်ကိုယ်တိုင်လိုက်လေးတာနောက်ဆုံးလေးလာလို့မမြင်တော့မှပဲသူရက်လိုက်ဒီဆက်လေးနေတယ်အဲ့ဒါပြီးတော့ဖတ်ရတာလည်းမရှိတော့ဘူးဆိုတော့ဆက်လေးလာလို့လည်းဒါအချိန်မှမရှိဘူးဆက်တော့ရှိနေသေးလို့ရှိရင်တော့အဝေးပါပဲရှိနေတယ်လို့အနည်းပါပဲရှိနေတယ်ဘယ်လိုပဲရှိရှိတော့ self research တော့သိချတဲ့အခါစမပြောက်ရအောင်ဒီကွင်းအာရုံကပြောက်မသွားရအောင်သိတာ
So in the previous question, the middle part of your question, you said rising falling is in a distance. So this rising falling in a distance or near is not so important. What you have to say is whether you can know the object or you cannot know the object. Now, the noting of the object that arises is like doing research on oneself. Now when we note rising falling, it is like we are doing research so that we will know what is rising, what is falling. When there is rising, what happens? When there is falling, what happens? Whether the rising falling is fast, slow, or do our noting mind and the rising falling coincide? Or does the rising falling become subtle in a slow manner? So we have to do all this research work. Now if the rising falling becomes very subtle, we increase our mental energy. In spite of increased energy, if we do not see rising falling, then leave the rising falling. Because even if we increase the energy, we cannot see rising falling. In other words, there is no rising falling at all. But if there is still rising falling, we have to know them. If they are subtle, we have to increase our energy. If the rising falling is close to the object, we keep on noting rising, falling. Then only we will be like a person who is really doing the research work. That is why when we note a rising, falling, we must note so that we do not lose track of the rising, falling.
Interview, what has an interview? Set up your go to either Niyama, Lankin the community. I will forget the other column like yours. Brother, I will forget the other column, can you forget the other column? Have you achieved a time of Brana, Pongu, Jumadeka, and Nika? In that case, you have to like the father. Otherwise, look your over. The idea to say that these are mere kind of chemical money. See, they said that feeding me. Find my 9 money. The yogi yet, she must swine me. Malata, see, says a hundred money. Swine me like Yogi of Malay never came out. Malayga, Baga, Tidamia, Loma, Malay is with you, on your one pound holiday, thing, body. Whatever you got. Pomula, Pingula, Chia, the town, one, 10, one, low dollar, $2, $2, Malay, Tidamia, Loma. That is the name of what I see. In a video, I'm not lawyer. Anything they will follow young and animal. You don't kill over the other, any guy in the eye, the idea and other in the eye. Not so much, but Monday, then I will have a double thing cat one. Don't go because I will not want Monday, and I will have a new one. Cool boy, if you let in a little Korea, and I will. Money, kitten, kill it. Take better, kitten. My people, my phone, people. Malay, come on, as we see, doing a 2 But I think they had it. Every day, come on, I did 20. Don't move, 10 one, yet, now, for my money. Money, kitten, my people, taking it. Anything they tell me, they love them, me, never me. No problem.
We have some sort of sayings which will make it easy for the yogi to report during the interview. In Burmese, there are 4 sort of standards. The first standard is you are asked to note the object with aiming and focusing. That means please note the object when it arises with aiming and focusing. The second stanza is we start with the main object, rising, falling. Second stanza is you should report to the teacher whether you can note the object rising, falling closely with aiming and focusing, or if you cannot note with aiming and focusing. The third standard, you are asked to tell your teacher whether you can note persistently, consistently. 3, if you say you can know the object, you have to tell him everything that you come to know. Now, if you can note an object, you will come to know a lot of things about the object. For example, if you can note rising falling, you can be aware of the form of your belly, or you can be aware of the manner of rising falling, or you can experience stiffness, tension, tightness, heat, movement, etc. But during the interviews, Seattle has found the weakness in yogi who can report properly.